This is your man, Sir Earl, coming at you. Today is Saturday, the April 10th. I sincerely hope that everybody's staying safe and, sheltering in like everybody is saying, I guess. I don't follow it, but, I have to come to work. I have to work out. I just find it... One thing that I found during this time is that a lot of people act as sheep. They don't really think for themselves. If I can go to the liquor store and get liquor, why can't I go to the gym and work out? If I could go into Jewel's or Walmart and there's 300 people in there, and I'm quite sure, any one of them could have it, then why can't I be around a nice, sanitized, private personal training studio? So that's just my opinion. People do what they want to do. But I just hope everybody is safe. This very difficult time that we're going through. But during this time, I hope people are improving or looking for ways to improve themselves. I noticed that a lot of people that I see on Facebook or clients or anything that I may have, they're spending more time eating shit food than they are working out. Half the people that's complaining about gyms being closed was never working out at gyms when they were open. That's why we have this serious obesity rate in the United States. So I think people just look for reasons to bitch and complain, but when they had the opportunity to be at gyms, they didn't take it. So with that being said, I hope everybody stays safe. Today I wanted to talk about the title of this podcast is, are you living your dreams, or are you living your parents, family, and friends' nightmare? The reason that it has this title is there's so many times that we when we're kids, we have dreams, crazy dreams, but fireman, actor, cowboy. I don't want to be a cowboy when I was younger. But as we get older, we start to develop this love for what it is that we naturally have. And then as we progress, we're told by the people closest to us, usually parents, family, and friends, that, that's not a good idea. I knew a guy that wanted to be an artist. He really loved art. And his parents said, well, we're not going to pay for you to go to school. He didn't even want to go to school. You're going to go to college, and we're not going to pay for you to study art. We're going to pay for something that you can make a living from, which eventually wound up being IT. So he works now making a living at a job that he hates. I'm not a huge advocate of success is what you deem it to be. What I'm a huge advocate of is happiness, and we only get one life. And majority of us forego our dreams because we're being told by people who live in their nightmare, gave up on their dreams. Now you're being advised to give up on yours. I didn't listen to it. I've always had my own mind. I've always followed my own, the beat of my own drum. But I hear it all the time. I still hear it to this day. If my mother had her way, I'd still be auto mechanic, hating it every day. But because it paid well, that's what you should do. Go to a job. They say 87% of the people that are alive hate their jobs. That's a lot of people to hate going to a place that they spend, minimum 8 to 10 hours a day doing. I'm not saying everyone should be an entrepreneur. Matter of fact, as I've stated it before, there's a lot of people that have no idea, no way should they be entrepreneurs. They think they should be. But they have no idea. They don't have the makeup or the tenacity to be an entrepreneur. But it's the newest thing. It's the sexy thing. Everybody thinks that that's what it is. I'm going to work for myself. And that's fine if you have the tenacity. I knew at an early age that it would be extremely difficult for me to work for someone else, only because I wanted to guide my own destiny. I don't want to be told what time I got to be there, what time I leave, when I can take a vacation, when I can't, how much I'm going to get paid. On a job, that's all you're going to make. It's what they tell you you're going to make. Now, if you love your job, give it 100%. Go in there every day and be a success at your job. Work your ass off. Give it 100%. Don't do like a lot of these people. You're supposed to be there at 9. You get there at 9:30. You take a lunch at 11:30. You don't come back until 1. At 4 o'clock, you're looking at the clock, packing up your desk, getting ready to go home by 5. Get there and work and do what you're paid to do. Now, there's a lot of people that I know, they absolutely positively love their jobs. And that's why I say, if you love your job, give it that 110%. The problem that I see in society is, one, a lot of people don't have good work ethics. That's one thing. Whatever they're doing it half-assed, and it's getting worse. The second thing is, people are not living their dreams. They're living their parents and friends and family nightmares. Meaning you're only making a choice to do what you do because of the ridicule and the negative wording that you hear from those people that are supposed to love you. Now, the thing is, they don't mean harm. They're not trying to destroy you. They just think that they're telling you what's best for you. I tried a business, it didn't work, I lost a lot, you shouldn't do it. Well, that was you. You did that. I didn't. Do what's in your heart to do. I mean, if you want to create art, believe me, if you're good enough and you're passionate enough and you work hard enough, you'll find a way to make a decent living from creating art. Now, maybe you won't get rich doing it, but maybe that's not your goal. But I tell you one thing it will do, it'll make you happier than doing IT all the freaking time. A job that you absolutely positively hate. And at the end of the day, this whole thing is about happiness. It's about waking up every day with a purpose, loving who you wake up next to, loving what you're going to do that day, whether it be a job, whether it be your own business, loving, your house, your kids. And when you set up your life that way, you won't be stressed. You won't live for the weekends. You won't do excessive drinking and getting high because of the happiness and the purpose. A lot of people, they don't have a goal, they don't have purpose, so they wake up every day with the kind of, it's like a ship sailing with no plan. They're just drifting, and life is so much better when you have a purpose, when you have something to aim for. When you wake up every day and you have a set agenda what you need to do that day to work closer to your goals, and whatever that goal might be, whether it's to finish school, whether it's to climb the ladder at your job, maybe it's to make your business better, whatever it may be. When you have a goal, you can't hit a target that you don't have. So, although that target may not be in view, for instance, if you're walking and the street that you're trying to get to is 3 miles away and it's around this corner, and chances are you won't be able to see it. But if you know it's there and you have faith that you can make that walk, and you start putting one foot in front of the other every day, sooner or later you're going to get to that destination. It's impossible not to. But if you just sit in one spot and I don't see it, so I'm just going to settle for this, and being right here where I'm at is not too bad. Trust me, when you get too old to make that walk, you're going to look back and you're going to regret it, and you're going to ask yourself, what would have happened if I took that chance, if I made that walk, if I took that risk? where would I be? What would have happened? When I was working as a mechanic, I, I didn't know what trying to get into personal training or the gym business would bring. I could have tried it and failed. I mean, I filed bankruptcy because I used all the advances on my credit cards to open up my facility because no one else believed in it, and I heard a lot of the things that I'm telling you not to listen to. I heard a lot of family and friends say, "Hey, don't do that. You know, you got a good, safe job. You make good money. Just continue with that." But my thing was, I didn't know what venturing out to do what I loved would bring me. Fortunately, it's brought a lot of great things, but I didn't know that at the time I made that decision. What I did know was that I'm looking at these guys that have been in this industry, and it's no knock on mechanics. If you love your job, then that's a great thing, but I'm looking at these guys 20, 30 years down the road, and they got hurt backs and permanent, smell like a grease monkey and all these things. And that's what I did not want for my life. I did not feel that that would make me happy in the long run. So I made the decision to pursue my happiness as opposed to pursue this nice, safe job that everybody was recommending for me to have. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with being a mechanic. I got some friends that's mechanics that absolutely positively love it. They would never do nothing else in their life. And that's great, because they love it. They're happy doing it. And happiness, that's the ticket. That's the winning key. Your life is totally different when you have that element of happiness in it. It adds so many other dimensions and layers onto the things that you deem important. And the same goes for when you're unhappy. You may be drinking excessively. You may be irritable. You may be stressed out. And you have no idea why. Chances are it's because you hate what you're doing. Now, I tell no one to go out there tomorrow and quit your job. We all have bills. We all have responsibilities that we have to take care of. But I do say when you get off work, instead of laying up there watching TV, drinking beers, bitching about your life, start to make a journal. Start to make a plan on what it is you want to do. Find your purpose. Maybe that purpose is not to leave that job. Maybe that purpose is to do something on the side that makes you happy. I see people all the time. They hate their life. And I know how it feels because I was there at one point. But I never wanted to get too old to never do anything about it and just live with that regret for the rest of my life. I don't have a lot of regret. I don't have any regrets about the choices that I've made. I did the best what I could at that time, and that includes a lot of things about my life. I don't have regrets because regrets mean that you feel bad about that decision. I made the best decision with the things that I had at that time. And I can't regret my decision because it was the best that I could do. And once you do the best that you can do, there's nothing more that you can do. As you get older and as you get wiser and as you get more experience and as you go through things, you make different decisions because you're just wiser about life now. But at the time you made the decision that you made, long as it's your decision, too many people, they are afraid to take chances in life based on what other people think. I know